Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to ride with a neck rope and bridleless. So first, you want your horse to be really, really good at neck reining. When I take this rein up here, he should turn almost instantaneously. It's hard to tell, but he is turning. Same with the other way. It should be almost instantaneous. And his brakes should be really good. So I actually don't even need this for his brakes. Whoa. He just is good at it. So you could teach him to be with the brakes after you incorporate the neck rope. But I would recommend using a vocal cue for brakes and leaning back slightly like you would normally when you pull back on the reins. But have really good brakes. That's the most important thing. Really, really good brakes. And you're able to turn really well at a neck rein. Then I would get a neck rope. My first neck rope was just a pair of nylon reins that I used a hot nail to poke a hole through so I could connect them together. Actually got this from a horse box subscription. And then start with a bridle on and just leave your reins like up here or somewhere where I take a martingale attachment and I attach them to my D-ring. So that way they can't, if he puts his head down, they can't slide down his neck. And that way you have an emergency brake if you need it. And start with just asking him to go along with this. So I'm not asking him to move right now. That's why he's like looking at me like, what are you doing? But once you get to the point where you have a neck rope and your bridle's on, you just want to practice at a walk at first. Just cueing him to turn with just the neck rope and not the bridle. Some horses pick it up really fast. It actually took Buka not long at all to pick it up to doing it because he hates his bridle. So he'd much rather me ride like this all the time. And you can start up here. I tend to find that horses that are used to neck reining with a bridle are more used to it up here because that's about where your rein sits when you neck rein. It might sit a little lower. It depends on how long your horse's neck is, really. And then as you get comfortable, you can come down farther and farther until you're down at the bottom of the neck. I find that most horses are the least sensitive down at the bottom of their neck when it comes to this. Don't know why. It's just my personal experience. And then, so eventually you want to be able to just go, ask for him to walk. He's kind of over my crap. I'm not going to lie. Ask him to walk, and then I should be able to turn. And I'm not putting, it's still slack. Like, I don't want to have to, pull him. Like, he'll turn faster if I put more pressure. But I don't want to have to be dragging him into the turn. I want it to be almost the most light touch gets him to turn. And don't forget to use your legs as well. I'm going to switch hands because it's easier for me to steer left-handed even though I'm dominant right. Same thing with this side. And then eventually, this is where your vocal keys kind of come in cue. You want to be able to just not have this and work off your legs. So I'm not holding on to this at all. And he's going, and I'm going to ask him to turn. Here's my hand. I'm asking him to turn to the left. And he's turning to the left. And my other hand's holding the camera. Just so you know, I don't have a GoPro. Okay? Oh, okay. And now, I'm going to ask him to whoa. Still not holding on to him. Whoa. Good job. Good boy. I'm going to let him stand here for a second because he did that really good. And then, since we're going to the right, I'm just going to switch that this is my free hand. And I'm going to ask him to move slightly. And ask with my left leg for him to turn right. And see how he's turning right really well. So you want your horse to be really good at a neck reining before you start riding bridleless. Almost to the point where you can trust them to ride with just your legs and nothing else. Even when you are still using the neck rope. Because if he were to decide to be a jerk right now, I really have no way of stopping him. neck rope, he will listen to the neck rope, but if he really, really doesn't want to, he won't. Like, he's definitely thrown me off because he wanted to run amok, and I wouldn't let him, and he threw a temper tantrum, and I had no way of stopping him. So, again, my hand's still up here. I haven't touched the thing. I'm going to say, whoa. Whoa. Good boy. Still not touching him. And then you can speed it up a little. I can't canter right now because I have the phone. I don't even really want to trot because I don't really have the money to replace the phone right now. But I'll just show you at a faster walk. And I'll add some pictures of me cantering and trotting and even jumping with just a neck rope. So you want to take this slow just for the safety of you and the horse, because you don't want to rush it and have you guys get hurt because you can't communicate as well as you need to do something. And as much as I trust him, I probably would never take him out like this, just because he is kind of really competitive, and if he feels like he's not leading the pack, he will try to lead the pack. Like, there is no discussion about it, and without an actual, like, hey, I got your head, whether it be a rope halter or a bridle, he might actually not listen to me. And I don't really want to find out, because getting hurt is not anymore anyway. Not that I'm 25 and I pay my own medical bills anyway. Well, that's how I taught him how to neck rope. It can be a very long process. Right now I'm just riding him around in a circle so that he's moving, keep the fly off of him. It's super fun to ride without a bridle because he can kind of be a little bit more free with his head, and he doesn't feel as restrained. He enjoys it a lot. He actually enjoys it a lot more than he does with a bridle. Some horses don't enjoy it, though. I've definitely had a couple horses that really do not like and I think it's the neck reining they don't like. They would probably do well with just bridleless, with just leg pressure, but they don't like the neck reining. So you really have to read your horse and decide what is best for you and your animal. That's most of my training tips are like that. You really have to know your animal before doing this. I would never jump into doing this with an animal I wasn't confident in and knew their personality enough to do this in, that I could read their emotions. Because, like, for instance, if he was in a really bad mood today, I wouldn't do this, because he would take full advantage of me riding without a bridle, because that's just the type of animal he is. He definitely fits the Appaloosa stereotype, to put it lightly. But that's what I like about him, is when I'm doing something incorrect or something he doesn't appreciate, he lets me know. And I like a horse like that, because they don't put up with your crap. And they really shouldn't have to put up with your crap, in my opinion. I think you should let your animal have the voice and the option to tell you, no, they don't like that, or no, this isn't comfortable for them. So I hope you enjoy this video. There's not really much more I have to say about teaching Buka to neck rope, besides that it can be a very long process, it can be a very short process. It all depends on the amount of time you're willing to put into it and the personality of your horse. So I hope you have a nice day. Me and Buka will enjoy ours as well. And please subscribe.